What's up, Ninja Nation? It's your boy Jesse James. Welcome back to another episode of 12 Gates of Heaven. We're rocking an outside session today. And today's session has been brought to you by one of my favorite chip brands. Oh yeah. I love brand lots. Oh, that sexiness. Oh my goodness. Alright. Alright. See, that's creativity right there. You're not big enough to be sponsored, so you just sponsor yourself. Throw random products in there and say it's from them. Eventually someone's gonna be like, oh, whoa, that's kind of cool. That's kind of ingenious. Let me sign you. Alright. So left off on chapter 1. Or the end of chapter 1, excuse me. Heaven's fight style was rarely talked about in the Bible. When Yahweh decided to flex, great legends would begin to whisper across the sectors and space, each god shuddering, hoping the war march wasn't headed to them. Greatly pitying the damned soul that pissed Yahweh off, to mobilize the holy fight force. The whispers of Yahweh mobilizing shook the cosmos. Before any combat tale could make it to the clouds, whispers, no, more like a war cry. Yeah, that's it. A terrifying war cry that sent shivers down all who opposed or thought of opposing. A grand fight style that was learned after the fall. A style that only consisted of harnessing the natural forces. Earth, fire, water, wind, lightning, gravity, and spirit. The only thing more grand than the Holy Army was the architecture of heaven. Yeah, give you a check. The only thing more grand than the Holy Army was the architecture of heaven's palace. It was a castle 3 galaxies wide, 12 mighty gates around the entire perimeter of heaven, made of pure gold, with emerald, turquoise, and sapphire gems encrusted in the bars. Behind the gates was a courtyard of exotic, divine vegetables and fruits. And the palace sat upon a glistening crystal blue waterfall. The water's mist created fluffy clouds below. The water held a light purple glow. This was the true fountain of youth. Each room in the house of the Lord was more majestic than the last. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the demons laughed. At the living world, Gabriel had warned the human defense of their attack. A feeble group of die-hard Christians and devotees who band together after the New York attack. They called themselves DSA. The United States even sanctioned them as the 7th branch of the United States Armed Forces. Department of Supernatural Affairs was their full name. A bunch of well-equipped, well-funded, supernatural-seeking adrenaline junkies, demon hunters, and paranormal investigators. A definite thorn in the normal operation of hell, hell's side. One general thought, a bunch of yahoos who were annoyingly spiritually attuned to their frequency. Anymore, one couldn't even step foot into the living world without CIA or an intelligence agency tipping off the DSA. And within the hour, a team of DSA agents were deployed. A bunch of damn fools, if you ask the underground. Look at them trying pathetically to prepare for the assault, but no assault has been planned this big in the history of world domination. Schemes of hell, or the schemes of hell. So the demons were allowed to stop work and party with the dark angels to celebrate the coming victory. It didn't matter if defensed or not. It's not like the Divine Three would fight beside those pissants. They would send the Holy Army to do their dirty work while they sit in their luscious thrones of heaven. Satan smiled as he spoke aloud. I will raise the damned, unlock the cages of the dark ones, while they make the world a ruin. Then I will awaken my beast. She, myself, and all of hell will march. A death march to heaven. Kick the gates in and take the throne and rule. Satan smiled at his evil plan. He raised his bone goblet and shouted as if he had already won the fight. To the taking of heaven and the ruin of earth. All the demons raised their glasses and made of slaughtered souls and shouted, Ole, 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 glorious day of the 666. Chapter 2. hell on earth. Let's see how we're going to do this. I suppose that works better. Yahweh gazed upon all of hell. He shook his head as he watched them party for hours, as if they already won. Poor, deprived, fallen child, your cockiness will be your undoing. Yahweh got up and walked to the creation room. He placed his hands on the clay version of earth. My children of earth, I bless all of you. May you have sight beyond sight and see the unseen. What you choose to do with these spiritual gifts is on you, but at least now you'll have a fighting chance. While I mobilize the entire holy army, go in my hindsight, walk in my light, and those that believe, may you gain an extra advantage. May the favored weapons cut demon flesh, and your blades strike true with holy fire. On earth, a hooded figure walked into the White House. The dark figure was stopped by a Secret Service member. He raised his cuff link to his mouth. Security breach, front entrance. The gentleman raised his M16 machine gun, and 7 other Secret Service agents surrounded the hooded figure. Not sure how you got past the outside defenses, but this is where your journey ends. Take another step and you will be fired upon. The hooded figure stood there creepily and flowingly moved its hands to and fro. I can see smells your fear. Fears of the unknown. Shoots through, I dare thee. Shoots me down like you did your fellow Marine. Your fear is making me hungry. The man struck him back. He stepped out of his war stance. The Secret Service soldier flinched. The hooded figure smiled as he slowly lowered its hood, revealing the face of a demon. Oh shit, open fire, this thing ain't human. Yes, pump me full of lead. Feel yours' false sense of power. Ha ha ha. Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. The human clothing became shredded and started to fall off the unnaturally buff skeleton figure. It stretched its body and exploded into its true form as a dark angel. Charcoal black wings flinging out of its back, it stretched its neck. That was fun. Now it's my turn. The dark angel had more bullet holes in him than a screen door. The dark angel raised his hands and spun around, laughing demonically. And it spun around, blasting the bullets out of its hands. The bullets were infused with hell mist. The guards dropped to the ground, gripping their throats. They tried to scream, but the mist ripped their oxygen away. Then they went limp. The devil appeared next to the devil appeared next to death. I want the president alive. We need to move fast and effective. It won't be long before the DSA is rolling up, and my brothers get a whiff. They are already patrolling. Satan poofed up in a cloud of flames. So it has begun. So be it. Attention, all heaven personnel. Don't send them yet. It has begun. Kill any demons that cross through the portals. Gabriel and Michael will decide when to send them. A loud siren went off. Its sound waves bounced off the red bricks of a Chicago large building, Chicago's largest bank. It was a cool breeze evening. Police got a call of a robbery. A SWAT team showed up in a 15 squad of cop cars pulled up. Gabriel walked up and stopped at the entrance of an alley across the street from the bank. What's the situation? It has begun. 5 chaos demons and 3 regular class demons are holding up the bank. God answered. Okay. Give me 4 archers surrounding the corners of the bank. Small flaming fireballs fell from the sky. Each landed in the fire left. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Paul stood up and shook their wings. Gabriel nodded at the saints. They nodded back. Let the games begin. Gabriel snapped his fingers and was instantly clothed in a police negotiator outfit. A very nice brown trench coat flowed down, and a black fedora appeared. A bulletproof vest that said FBI showed up on his chest. To finish things, a golden cane. Isn't that a little extra, Gabe? Hey, don't judge the style. It looks legit. I think the cane look is in. Really sets it off. Gabriel walked out of the alley. Contact behind us! The police switched their guns onto the caned man walking with a limp. Freeze! Gentlemen. Easy. Gabriel, I'm the FBI negotiator you called for. They switched their gun sights back onto the bank. The supervisor scolded. I called you guys 30 minutes ago. What took you? And where's your cop car? Sorry, the whole town's going off the chain. DSA has even stepped in. I'm here now. It's parked over there by the subway. A 69 Barracuda cop car sat in the shadows. Sorry for grilling you. With what's happened in the past 6 hours, everybody's on edge. Talking about the terrorists that took the White House and hasn't made any demands yet? Yeah, that. And two and a half dozen crime reports called in with strange detail. If I didn't know better, I would say the whole damn world has lost its mind. Hopefully it's no psychopath trying to recreate the New York incident, the supervisor said. Gabriel nodded. I feel you on that one. What do we got in there? Gabriel pointed to the bank. The silent alarm was triggered, plus a few frantic 911 calls, 911 calls, came from some tellers who were in the bathroom when the takeover happened. Any demands? None so far. We got two human males with double-barrel shotguns and about 5 demon freaks in there. I'll put the ball in your court. You seem capable. Just keep me in the loop. I'm Channel 3. He handed Gabriel a walkie-talkie. How many hostages? This in the car, it's not working. There you go. All right. You know what? I'm gonna be all fucking difficult. Freaking difficult. Oh, there we go. All right. Channel 3 handed. How many hostages? Last we heard was about 75. Mixture of clients and staff. Did you try and breach? Yes, actually we did. I can't believe I'm saying this, but our boys went to breach the back door and they dropped to the ground like they were hit by some invisible explosion. No smoke, no sand, no flame? Oh, no, that was the... No smoke, no sand, and no flame. Gabriel nodded. Hell Miss Bomb. It's from the depths of hell. Excuse me. It has a mind of its own. It's a vicious weapon of hell. How you know all that? Survivor of the demonic attack in New York. You were in that shit show? Well, I'm glad someone here has an inside scoop on what the hell is going on. Yes, sir. Let me go in there and talk to him. Yeah, see if we can make any sense of this. Bring us to a peaceful resolution. Gabriel nodded. He walked towards the bank and said, St. Luke, I need a way in. You got it, Gabe. Left door, front entrance. He began to flap his wings, blowing the mist away from the front entrance. All right, boys. Today's code word is draw a picture. Roger. All 4 saints took their bows off and strung it. They knocked their blue flaming arrows. Gabriel casually walked into the bank. A thug looked at Gabriel and raised his shotgun. How did you get in here? Whoa, easy, friend. I'm unarmed. The front door was unlocked. I would like the chance to talk you down from this craziness. Does it look like we want the bank's money? These idiots are gonna die. The shotgun guys were shaking and jittery. Well, that explains how you're not affected by the hell mist. Guys, we have a possession. What? Nothing, sir. I apologize. Gabe, I count 10 total. Some are in with the sitting down crowd. We got 10 demonic signatures locked on. Gabe nonchalantly nodded to acknowledge. He heard St. Matthew. Is there anything you want? The demon-possessed man with red eyes thought for a moment. Maybe one of our grand artists can paint you a picture. Or if you prefer, they can draw you a picture. All four archers nodded for the code word. They launched their kill shots and they let it rain. Cross-shaped heavy arrows dipped in the pit of fire. The arrows phased through the walls. What? No. Why the hell would I want a stupid... The arrows phased through the human body and soul, blessing and purifying as it passed through. All 10 evil spirits were pinned to the back of the bank wall. They squirmed and squealed. They tried to phase through the arrows. A small vault below the head of the arrowhead opened and sprayed a rosemary, holy water, and sage mix all over them. That forced them to step out of their ghost form and become their true form. Then the arrows exploded, catching the mix on holy flame, excuse me. Wow! An ear-piercing demonic cry as they burned up and never to return to anywhere. Behold, the signature shot of the Holy Army. The 4 horsemen shot. The arrows were designed to phase into the fade of the spiritual realm after release. Once they made contact with the evil entity, it detached the evil entity from the human host, piercing and latching them to the physical reality. Then the arrows purged them and exploded, blowing them out of existence. 8 hosts dropped to the ground from overexhaustion. They shallow breathed. What was left was 2 common crooks who were dazed from the evil spirits being ripped from them. Bad guys, hey, bring it back to me. I need you to lower your weapons. Don't do anything stupid. Huh? Gun. They looked down and looked around. What are you? What are you? Just a cop with snipers on the roof. Wait, you're a cop? He raised his gun and started to fire, but the gun was ripped from his hand, chucked into the face of the other gunman, and a palm to the bad guy's throat. 4 arrows were fired at the other gunman. It strangely caught the arrows and snapped them in half, and it started to laugh. Gabriel suddenly got a bad feeling as the guy in front of him dropped to the floor. He rushed over to the crowd of innocents. Innocents, coming out, Captain. Solid copy. Gabriel said a few angelic magic words and whisked the tellers and bank staff outside the bank. It's over. Why don't we fight like proper men? Stop hiding behind a gun. No human can catch the 4 horsemen shot of the Holy Army bow. Show yourself. It began laughing harder as its voice changed. You're very wise, but your DSA career is over. Nice pretend cop disguise, Agent. Very convincing. Crap, I know that voice. You're a fallen angel, aren't you? It cocked its head and suddenly sprinted forward, slashing and dicing. Very perceptive, Gabriel. Seems you're not as what you seem either. You can see me? It smiled and pointed down. I should be holding your heart and lungs in my hand, but I clanked off and burned myself on your holy armor. I more so smelled you, my brother. A disguise on top of a disguise. Clever boy. It took its full form, killing its human host. Open fire, saints! It's a dark angel. Roger that. The saints threw their bows onto their backs, and they unclipped the crossbows from their side. Heaven's crossbows were equal to Earth's heavy artillery cannons. The dark angel war cried and charged to Gabriel. Dark angels were not as easily felled as the Divine Three made it seem. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Bolts of lightning pierced the window's structure and heat-seeked the dark angel. Tune in next time. See if that dark angel dies or not. 12 Gates of Heaven. Ninjas over pirates. Wow. 12 Gates of Heaven!